You guys are listening to the Jesse Lee Falls podcast, where we focus on the micro music business and band rescues. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Jesse Lee Falls podcast. Today I'm going to do a episode on diversifying your funds. So I'm going to kind of just go down the list of what I'm doing and show you guys these examples, and you guys are more than welcome to run with them. So first of all, I was very frustrated with the infrastructure of my band, and I kind of got to a point where I don't want to work with hired guns anymore. I don't want to work with people who are just transactional with me. I need to be working with people who are really in it for the long haul, people who want to really just be in, one, maybe two bands at the same time, not five or six. So first of all, what I did was I found a different rhythm section that looks like they're going to be able to be committed to me. So now I have some stability for being able to schedule and book. And what I did was I actually convinced or sold these guys on the idea that since they're new, and my other cohort in this, Erin, her and I have invested so much money and time that we came up with a plan that what we would do is we would pay them basically a minimum wage for doing the gigs, and then whatever is left of the gig money at the end of the night, we are taking that and we're diversifying that money. And what I mean by diversifying the money is we've started a couple different portfolios. And just to let you guys know, I can be somewhat transparent about some of this stuff. I'm not going to show you my accounts, but we have started Bitcoin accounts. Erin and I both, and she's also started another account with a different type of crypto. We're also reinvesting band money back into merchandise like t-shirts that have like a 500% profit margin, shot glasses that have about a 200 to 300% profit margin, and possibly other things. But the point is that we're figuring out ways to make money with our money, and it's not really something where we want to continually just split the money up at the end of the night and everybody walks away with $80 to $100, but ultimately at the end of the year everybody's broke. So we're getting smarter with it, we're reinvesting, and those are just some of the ways that we're starting to do that. There's some other things that are kind of happening as well, which I'll probably get to in some later episodes. But for now, I kind of want you guys to just start thinking the same way. Start holding your band members accountable. And if you are working with transactional people that you have to just, you got to just cash them out at the end of the night. I understand that, that's the way most bands work. But at some point, like if you're going to be a business, people should be reinvesting some of their money back into the business, because if there's no bank account, like how are you guys, and you want to actually like travel around or something, you want to actually do something, or you got to buy a piece of gear or something, there's no band fund, there's no bank account. So however you guys decide to do it, take proceeds of what you're making and put it back into a band fund, just like a nest egg, These are just ways for you guys, because I want you guys to start thinking about how you can be financially successful by doing this. And you know, if you're doing gigs where you're making $400 a gig, and then you guys are basically just cashing everybody out at the end of the night, after 10 gigs, you're still, you know, nobody has any money. The other way that I would suggest, which is what we're starting to do, is do 10 gigs where you make $400 on average, and even after you've paid people out on their minimum wage, you know, you're sitting on maybe $3,500. So anyways, what we're doing is we're building that nest egg, and then we're taking those funds, and then we're just diversifying them in different ways, in different avenues that, you know, I guess don't have anything to do with music ultimately. Reinvesting back into merchandise and the brand, that's, you know, that's definitely, you know, that's legit. The profit margins on the merchandise is really pretty good. And I think I said this on my last one. If you guys don't know who Five Boys is, check Five Boys out, because you can get 100 shirts for like $340 right now. So that's crazy good. It's a huge profit margin. We sell ours for 20. That's, you know, I think that's actually, it's a very low price. Actually, I think we could be selling them for 25 personally. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So something else that we have done, we've finally set up a Shopify account. So for you guys out there, if you want to peruse our Shopify site, you can go to I'll put it up here on the video. I don't know the tag right off my top of my head here, but we're gonna be selling our t-shirts and everything through Shopify. We finally got that store set up just the other day, and you know, that right there, that's a business unto itself, you know. So the whole point of this episode was to show you guys what I'm doing to diversify, you know. How am I doing it? So we've got Bitcoin. There's also some other cryptocurrency. So we can just put cryptocurrency into one category. So that's one area. The other area is Shopify through merchandise, getting our internet store basically set up. And then we have our physical product that we are selling out there at gigs, which is, you know, t-shirts. And also, like I said, I'm actually gonna start doing the shot glass thing. I got to do it just to try it, and that's what a lot of, you know, this is about. Is I get to experiment and try these marketing ideas right here in front of you guys, and I get to document all this stuff. It's super fun for me, because I get to see what works, and then I get to hold myself accountable in front of an audience, which is kind of cool, because if it works, then you guys can run with it, and if it doesn't, then you guys can sit back and laugh at me. You critical bastards. But yeah, what do you think of this guy? What do you think of this guy's podcast? Oh yeah, really good. Then he starts gaslighting us, and it gets a little weird. But no, just the whole diversification part of this is it is a lot of fun to experiment with, and something that I put out on the last one is that I've been like 5 weeks without any alcohol as it stands today, which is like May 15th, 2025. and I'm doing this 1-year challenge to see, how successful I can get if I put my mind to, being successful and getting addicted to success and finances instead of doing these kind of just living off of these hedonistic whims that I have every once in a while, because nighttime is, I'm either creative or I'm bored, and if I'm bored, then I like to drink, and but it becomes super counterproductive. I didn't realize the effect that it had on me energy wise. Just it's pretty weird. You actually think that you're functioning pretty normally, but you don't realize how much slower you actually are. It's pretty cool to see the contrast. But the diversification of all of this stuff is really how we can be successful. And if we're trying to put all of our eggs in one basket, like with just music or just playing live, like I'm just going to focus on playing live, that's where the money is. There's so much out there that you're missing. You should be getting like so diversified. You're multiplicitous in so many areas, and you've got these little, what we call rain catchers, CD Baby is a rain catcher for me, getting your digital sales, getting all your micro pennies, and getting all those avenues set up to where it's like it all accumulates. It's all being funneled into your bank account. So, something else that's really cool that happened, because I want to show you guys again, this is about proof in the pudding, so to speak. Sorry about the cliches, but sometimes it's like this the only thing I can come up with at the time. Ultimately, I've been saying that doing the podcasting is really helpful for me, because I get to put out my ideas and, be held accountable. But there's also something very cool about it for me, which is I believe that it's helping me. And I know some of you guys probably don't like the word manifest, but it's allowing me to create the reality that I'm shooting for. Bottom line, I do think it's helping me manifest things. And that's why I'm putting this stuff out there, is because I have certain people that I really look up to, certain heroes, and a lot of them are doing podcasting right now. And it's kind of like, at some point you got to humble yourself and look at what your heroes are doing, look at the people you look up to, and then at some point kind of copy it. Now, doing a podcast, if I was, really trying to copy somebody, I would be trying to literally copy their entire format, their message, everything, which is obviously, I would never suggest that. That's just being a poser and a wannabe, and what I would call lower than a beta, I think. But anyways, I think the whole point is to force yourselves to start saying it out loud, what it is you're shooting for. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to create? And a little piece of news for you guys is that if you look at my count right now, I have like 85 subscribers, and so I'm very new. But I haven't even been doing podcasting. I'm coming up on a year, pretty quickly here. I think probably like within the next 2 months or something like that. I've been doing podcasting for a year, since my first one. So the learning curve of all that, and then also during that time of kind of just trying it out. Okay, well, once I hit 30 episodes, I was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to continue doing this. But the point is that through the process of doing it, And now I'm actually out there in podcast world where, you know, people can listen to me on Spotify, and they can listen to me on iHeartRadio and Amazon Audible and all that stuff. So that's awesome. Like, I've grown it, I've established it, and even though my numbers are fairly low, you know, when you guys go and if you look at the, you know, how many views I have, you know, I'm not getting like even 100 views right now on most of these, and that's okay, because I know that a lot of you guys probably look at that and go, oh, that's so pathetic. Like, why would you even do that? Like, why? Like, what a waste of time, you know? Because I know in your guys, a lot of your guys' minds is like, well, if it's not making me money right away, like, what's the point? The point is that you're not an entrepreneur. So he who smelt it dealt it, and that's for you to wear, because that's your position in life, is that you're just a naysayer. And it's guys like me, like, we don't just do shit because of money. We really don't. And I know that you maybe think that's counter, like I'm being, you know, counter, or I'm just basically being contrary to myself, because this whole thing is about finances, but we really don't do things for money. And the thing about being an artist and entrepreneur is, like, we put hard work into things before we ever profit. And the people who think that you can just do like 1 or 2 episodes of anything and like, oh, like, where's all the sponsors at? Why aren't people praising me? Like, where's all my thousands of views? Why haven't, like, why have, you know, I've done this 3 times. Why haven't I gone viral? That kind of shit is like, dude, you guys are parasites. Just go away. Just go away. Like, fucking, like, I think Don Rickles said it. Like, buy a horse, move to the mountains, and don't fucking bother anybody. So that's my message to the naysayers who might stumble across this video. For the rest of us optimist, creative people who don't do shit just because everything is money fueled, I just want to show you guys again, the proof in the pudding is that the last episode, or I'm sorry, the past 2 episodes that I put out, I got a offer to be a radio DJ for a blues show at the local community radio here in Astoria, KMUN. I got the offer because a musician who knows me, who's had me on his radio show and is a subscriber of mine and watches my podcast episodes, was like, hey, you would be perfect to do the blues show on Monday nights. And so it looks like I'm getting a DJ position because I started a podcast, which gave me credibility, and now look. So that's the point. We want to minimize our 40 views or our 20 views. Like, we have no idea who's seeing our stuff. We have no idea, and that's pretty much the magic of it. So stop second guessing yourselves. Stop chickening out. Stop talking yourself out of doing what you do. You are creative people. Be creative. You know, I know it's kind of hard. You got to get used to it. You got to get used to talking to a camera. It's not hard for me because I'm hyperverbal. I can't ever shut the fuck up. So, I mean, I drive people nuts, you guys. Think you should count your lucky stars you're not in my band, because I'd drive you nuts. If you're not entrepreneurial driven, I tend to just drive those people insane. They don't like me after a while. Sorry, that's not supposed to be like, you know, self-deprecating. If you're somebody who's like me, if you feel kind of like you're isolated even from your band members, it's like these episodes are really for you. So anyways, all right, guys. So anyways, that's my whole point, is keep diversifying, keep putting yourself out there, keep pivoting. And here's the other thing. The only reason why all of these things, it's establishing into all these different areas, is because I did one thing. I branded myself. Brand yourself. Without a brand, you can't be on Shopify. Because, I mean, and look at it. Shopify, we went from making music, and now we're making clothing. See? We're making clothing. So this thing starts branching into other businesses. But it only happens when you brand yourself. You got to get creative, guys. So keep branching. Use music as a catalyst to keep branching and pivoting. Be able to do it in a way where you can hold on to your brand, and your brand can umbrella all of these other things. I mean, it's like Kiss. Kiss is probably one of the best examples, but you know, be creative, do it in your own way. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for listening to these episodes. I'm out. See you on the next one.
Yeah, we got soul satisfaction.